Is this the tallest man to ever live? Welcome back, Charlie here. You may be surprised to learn that real giants walk among us. These extraordinary people shocked the world with their massive sizes. First, we have to look at Robert Wadlow. Robert Wadlow is the tallest person to ever live. He was nicknamed the Giant of Illinois. Robert was 8 feet and 11 inches tall. Back then, the average American male was only 5'6", meaning that Robert towered over everyone. He also has the record for the largest hands. His hands were 12.75 inches. He also holds the record for the largest feet. His feet were 18.5 inches. All of his clothes, shoes, and even his bed had to be custom made. Robert was very famous not only for being tall, but for being very kind too, with many calling Robert the Gentle Giant. In 1918, when Robert was born, he was average size, but as years went by, he grew much faster than all of his peers. He was later diagnosed with pituitary hypertrophy. The pituitary gland is what causes the growth hormone, but Robert was abnormally enlarged, causing an excessive amount of growth hormone. When Robert was only a kid, he was already taller than his dad, and had to wear adult clothing. Most people get teased at school if they look different, but I think any of Robert's classmates would be too afraid to do that. Robert lived a good and happy life, earning the equivalent of $1,000 a day. He would do this by making people pay him to stand up. When someone paid him, he would stand up and show off his massive height. But as he aged, he kept on growing. This eventually led to him having to use leg braces to stand up. But these braces rubbed on his legs, creating a sore. Eventually, this sore got infected, sadly ending Robert's life at age 22. The wild thing is, if Robert didn't pass away early, he would have likely kept on growing. Today, you can find a life-size statue of Robert where he lived in Illinois, giving you an experience of just how tall Robert Wadlow really was. Next, we have to look at Yao Defen. Yao Defen is from China. She measured 7 feet and 8 inches tall. The average Chinese woman measures 5 feet and 3 inches, meaning that Yao definitely stood out in a crowd. Yao also weighed 346 pounds. She was born a normal size, but by the age of 11 she was already 6'2". Yao was visited by medical experts, and she was confirmed as a real-life giant. Her gigantism was caused by a tumor in her pituitary gland. This would mean that she would keep growing as long as she had the tumor. She was from a poor family who could not afford medical care. But in 2002, a hospital in Guangdong removed her tumor for free, meaning that Yao would stop growing. The treatment helped Yao to walk, but sadly in 2012, Yao passed away. The exact reason why is still unknown to this day. Next, let's look at Sultan Kozan. Sultan Kozan is a farmer from Turkey. He is the current tallest living man, measuring in at 8 feet and 3 inches. Sultan's massive height is caused by a tumor in his pituitary gland, causing an excessive release of growth hormones. In 2010, Sultan had this tumor removed, meaning that he was finally able to stop growing. Sultan's height made his life very hard. He couldn't get many of the jobs he wanted. He also had to get all of his clothes and shoes custom made. But since being confirmed as the world's tallest living man, he's gone on to become very famous, appearing on TV shows and going to events. In 2013, Sultan got married to Merv Debo, who is only 5 feet and 8 inches tall. That's some height difference. Despite Sultan's hard life, he's very kind and loving, and has gone on to become a very inspiring figure around the world. Next, we have to look at Ri Myung-hun. In 2011, the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-il, passed away. But when photos of Kim Jong-il's funeral were released, people noticed something strange. In the crowd of soldiers appeared to be one giant soldier. But who is this giant man? His name is Ri Myung-hun. He is the tallest person in North Korea, measuring at a height of 7 feet and 9 inches. He plays on the national basketball team of North Korea, and at one point even planned to join the NBA. He was scouted by numerous teams, but was unable to play because of a US ban on trade with North Korea. I guess the trade ban also extends to people. Ri Myung-hun still lives in North Korea to this day, and is said to be a celebrity in his city, Pyongyang. Now we have to look at Sandy Allen. Sandy Allen was born in Chicago in 1955. She was born normally, but a tumor in her pituitary gland caused excessive growth. birth. Sadly, Sandy had been bullied for much of her life because of her height. She grew up with her grandmother, who had to place her bed in the dining room as it was too big for a normal bedroom. At school, she had almost no friends. In 1974, Guinness World Records confirmed Sandy was the tallest woman in the world. This caused her to become famous, appearing on TV shows and even a movie. Medical experts told her to get the tumor removed, but she ignored these warnings and instead got a job at the Guinness Museum. She was a living exhibition. People would come and get their photo taken with the tallest woman in the world. Sandy passed away in 2008 at the age of 53. Sadly, towards the end of her life, Sandy found it too difficult to walk. Next, we have to look at Andre the Giant. Andre René Roussimoff was a professional French wrestler. When Andre was born, no one thought he would grow to 7 feet and 4 inches, and weigh a massive 520 pounds. His massive size led to the nickname the 8th Wonder of the World. Andre the Giant was a pro wrestler. Just imagine how scary it would be to fight this guy. Andre had a condition named acromegaly, causing his massive size. Sadly, at the age of 46, Andre would pass away, but during his life he inspired so many people, and today is considered the most famous giant in history. Next, let's look at Vikas Uppal. Vikas Uppal is India's tallest man. He is from Haryana, India, and measures 8 feet and 3 inches tall. It's believed he had a pituitary gland disorder, causing his extraordinary height. Despite his condition, Vikas lived a good life, and even appeared in a few Bollywood movies. In 2007, doctors tried to remove his tumor, but sadly things went wrong and Vikas would pass away. He was 21 years old at the time. Next, let's look at Sun Mingming. Sun Mingming is from China. He is known as one of the tallest basketball players ever. He is 7 feet and 9 inches, making Sun much taller than basketball players like Yao Ming or Shaq. Sun never picked up a basketball until the age of 15, but thanks to his massive height, he excelled in the sport and went pro. Sun's height is caused by a pituitary gland tumor. He had no money to get this removed, until generous people donated money to get Sun the help he needed. In 2005, Sun's tumor was removed. In 2013, he married Shu Yan, who was 6 feet and 1.7 inches. This made them the tallest married couple in the world, with a combined height of 13 feet and 10 inches. Finally, let's look at Rümeysa Gelgi. Rümeysa Gelgi from Turkey is the tallest living woman. She measures 7 feet and 0.7 inches. Her height is caused by a genetic disorder named Weaver syndrome. It's a super rare disorder which causes people to rapidly grow. Weaver syndrome also changes the shape of your face and skeleton. After Gelgi won the record of tallest living woman, she became an advocate, using her fame to spread awareness of Weaver syndrome. Weaver syndrome is so rare, it affects only 50 people in the world. But now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Comment down below which of these giants was the most amazing. If you want to see my short videos, then check out my second channel. I've been Charlie. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.